All right, everybody, this is a quick video on how to pull out a specific column in a Pandas DataFrame. We're going to use the Titanic data set from Kaggle. So first things first, I'm going to import the Pandas library as PD and the NumPy library as NP. For those of you who are not aware of this sort of methodology here, basically every time I call Pandas, all I have to do is type PD. So I'm renaming it after I import it. And for NumPy, I just have to type NP. Basically saves you a little bit of typing down the road. So I'll go ahead and run that cell here. I'm going to import my data set. To do this, I'm going to do the Pandas data method called read_CSV and give it the directory here. I've already preloaded these from the Kaggle website, and there's another video actually showing how to do that. What I'm going to do here is load in the train data frame and then the test data frame, and then I'm going to use pandas.concat with these two data frames to create a full data frame. Typically what will happen is you'll have a full data frame and you'll have to then split it. In that case, there is a module from sklearn under model selection. It's called train test split, and you could use that here. Again, I have another video showing how to do that. So here we'll run that cell. I'm going to go ahead and skip through a few cells here, and we'll come and just check the data header of the full data frame. So here you go, it's the first 5 cells. The IDs start at 0 in that first column with the passenger ID starting at 1. You have all your different columns here, and then what I'm going to do here is just see what those columns are. So I'm going to use the full .columns.values option here, and you'll get passenger ID is the first column, survived the second, passenger class or P class, name, sex, age, sibling and spouse, I believe that stands for, and I believe it's patriarchal, something along those lines, just designating the status in the family, I believe. Then you have ticket, fare, cabin, and where they embarked from. So here we're going to look at a specific column. So I can do this really 2 different ways. One is calling full_df, which is the name of my data frame, and then selecting dot and the column name. So I'm going to run that, and you can quickly see I get the ID number followed by the passenger ID. It gives me the name of the column, the length, and the data type. The alternative to this is to use the .loc or for locate or locale option, which will be the dataframe.loc, and then you're going to use square brackets. You're going to pull every row by only this column. So go ahead and run that now, and you can get that same amount of data. You'll get that same kind of array. Then we can actually look at the header of just that array. So this will be the first 5 data sets of that, or I guess it'll be the data rows of that. And then we can also use describe. Describe will give you the count, the total count, the mean value, the standard deviation, minimum, all the quartiles, and the maximum. And again, give you the data type as well. Additionally, what you can do, and I did this kind of a little bit of a workaround, but I made a copy of that file. So basically I pulled that data frame, pulled only that column, and I used this copy method to create my new data frame. With that, you actually don't need this second 0 here, but I'm going to replace the first value, which is indexed at 0, with the number 8. So initially that first value was number 1. I'm going to replace it now with number 8, and now you can see my first value under index 0 instead of being 1 is number 8. So I can then come in and replace that value in my data frame. So here I'm going to basically say, okay, under the location where with all the rows under passenger ID, I'm going to replace that with my new data frame that I just made, and let's look at what I get. So now the very first passenger ID is 8. So you can come up here, look at the very first header that we did, and you can see that it was number 1 for passenger ID, and now we've changed it to number 8. So very simple, but a very useful tool just to navigate specific columns, alter them, and then re-embed them. There are other ways to do that, but this I find very straightforward and very easy and very good to kind of explore your data with. Anyway, I hope that was helpful, and I have more videos to come.